3, 2, 1. CG is taking this debate by 2 points. Number one, we already established a better prevention mechanism. That is to say that we characterize to you why then exactly we need to push this as an urgency. And also, we also characterize to you why then exactly the harms that being created and what exactly the motive for you to do a corruption, for example, being so clear under our house. We said that this is a very exclusive contribution that we have, and we already went into this by also responding towards the ops case, right? Second of all, we also add more contribution, that is to say that we add more way into the justification as to why then exactly this is the only effective measure in which that it entrenches directly towards the reason why people do corruption, and we say that it will prevent another future harms that is going to be created under the corruption, right? So for these things, I'm going to address my points into 3 issues, right? Number one, I'm going to talk about the criminal justice system, why then it is not necessarily the effective measure that exists in the current status quo, right? Also responding to the case that already been brought by opposition. And second of all, I'm going to talk about the state. Is it actually creating the burden of the state or not? Or which burden is going to be massively created? Is it on our side or actually on upside? And lastly, under our specific contribution that talks about the justification as to why exactly this impoverishment is going to entrench directly towards that people that do corruption, right? On the first issue, criminal justice system, we add a lot of things as a contribution that my member talks to you, right? Number one, my member talks to you about exactly what is the power that you have, what are the assets that you have as a person that do corruption, for example, as a person that already have power, probably in the political sphere, for example, the one that you know you want money and you want more money, for example, and you already aim for that and things like that. You also still have power to do things even if in jail, for example. You can still like engage to a lot of things outside of the jail because you still have that power, and we say that this is why exactly the CGS is not effective, for example. And lastly, we said that in terms of the way that all of these things happen, we said that it is not going to stop anyway, because at the end of the day, the harms are going to be significant, that going to affect them is not going to be significant, because still they can engage to a lot of activities outside of that. We said that this is a very exclusive contribution that already tackles a lot of things that OO said about, oh, the criminal justice system is going to be effective because it is going to limit the people, for example, but you're not going to limit them, right? This is already clear proof as to why then exactly criminal justice system is not effective at all. You see that my member also talks about, even if it is in jail, for example, you can alter jail as much as you want because you still have power and your money, for example. This is a real case that you need to understand, because the criminal justice system that work currently actually facilitate this and enable more people to do this, because you're not necessarily stopping them into having like utilizing all the assets that they have and the power that currently hold right now. This is why exactly our contribution that matters in terms of responding to what exactly why exactly the criminal justice system is not effective into like creating a better, you know, deterrence or probably retributive action and retributive measure that's going to exist towards the corruptors, for example. But on the second point on the criminal justice system, when you want to like redistribute the harms, probably you're going to like distribute the money back, for example. We said that this happens for example like in fine. That's what exactly happens on the opposition, right? We said that this is not going to be good because number one, in terms of the corruption cases, we already characterized to you, right, clearly that it is so delicate, right? It is not like just because you corrupt some money, you're also going to use that money to like doing it, like distribute your money into like a lot of assets that is not necessarily going to be that simple for you to measure, for example. This is the way that we could actually take it out, because our model works in that we are going to take away all of their assets, for example, the fact that all of the assets that on the name of that corruptors, for example. This is how exactly the money that you're probably going to utilize is going to be taken out, and it is going to result into like a huge amount of money compared to the finding that exists on the opposition side, right? It is going to be better as well, because in terms of one, you are going to like take a lot of money in terms of creating rehabilitation, which it clearly points out. Therefore, like even if it's only working on the finding and things like that, it won't enough to actually cover all of this. But second of all, note that even the independent body to investigate the corruption case, for example, still requires a lot of money to actually cover up the entire process of investigation, right? Note that with all of this, with this mechanism of impoverishment, we are able to actually go and redistribute all of this money. Then we could actually make sure that this investigation would do better, and we could create a more incentive to actually improve this system at the end of the day. Hence, under criminal justice system point, number one, we tell to you that it is not enough that exists in the status quo, and second of all, we told to you as well that impoverishment is going to be the most effective one, because it creates better redistribution of money that's going to like distribute towards the money that corruptors get, for example. On the second issue then, on the burden to the state, this is massively going to respond to the opt case, right? And they talk about, oh, it is going to be a burden for the state because now you are going to like, providing, like probably going to like cover these families, for example, that don't necessarily have any things to begin with. Number one, we said that we already, cover this on our model, but we're not necessarily going to take away all of their assets. We are only going to take the assets that on the name of the corruptors, for example. If it is on the family name, because we still give that leeway for these people to still have that assets, for example. And second of all, we also cover that they're not going to like strip away their rights to the point in which they cannot live anymore, and if you can still give them survivability, for example. But second of all, in terms of this harm, it is not essential, right? You know that the massive harm that created by this corruption is just like on the level and the scale of a nation, for example. This is a delta, right? You cannot just compare the family's harm, for example, because this is really big in terms of the way that it is massively affect like hundreds of people in the nation, for example. At this point, we prove that it is non-comparable in terms of harm, right? But second of all, if you really conserve the family, we say that in the future, for example, this could be like another prevention mechanism, that when your family going to concern about your work and your money, for example, that's how exactly going to scrutinize you better at the end of the day. Therefore, in terms of burden to the state, we don't necessarily think that this is the most important thing in this debate, right? Lastly, our contribution that is specifically exclusive, that tells you why the justification is really matter in this debate, right? Justifying why the impoverishment is the most important things that needs to be implemented. We say that in terms of the way that people wanting to have money, for example, that's when the status quo works in the way that people see money as equates to the value that they would get, for example. The way that people still desperate and hungry for all of this gaining power and things like that means that it is something that they really need as a desire as human, right? The moment that you apply this impoverishment, you are going to take away the accessibility for people to do this. What's going to happen is that it is going to be really damaging towards their psychological condition, for example, because not that you are not going to get money, but you are going to totally block from the access that you would have. This is the way that it is going to be so feared by a lot of people, for example. It is more feared by than the death penalty, for example, because you are going to take away because we are going to take away all of the assets. You're not going to get the wealth anymore, and this is the way exactly we could prevent future harms. And this is the only contribution that we have that never being responded to by a lot of things. By the end of this speech, we prove you three things. Number one, we said that criminal justice system is not effective and better shape under our house. Second of all, we not necessarily comparing the burden that they have. And lastly, we justify the impoverishment is the most important thing to implement. Pro to propose.